I am Jonathan West. You are watching Death Valley Television, and your Death Valley Technical Scavengers are back in the quarterfinals of the college football playoffs, taking on the Stanford Cardinal in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Bigger news is Moses Cooper, the Scavengers offensive coordinator, has told the team he is taking the head coaching job at none other than Fresno State. Can't say we're surprised that Fresno State would take something again from Death Valley. They've offered the job to Lamont Antoine. We'll see if he takes that job or not in the long run, the New Mexico head coach. But a big loss in Moses Cooper for the Scavengers as they get ready to face the Cardinal. NC State takes on Clemson, Penn State takes on Ohio State, and Florida faces Texas A&M in the rest of the bracket. But the Cardinal and Scavengers haven't met each other in a while. Spencer Connors is the senior QB here for the Cardinal. The 5-star caliber quarterback is looking to do some serious damage. And he can do that. However, it's mainly about this ground game for the Cardinal. 2,800 yards, 26 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Connors. But it's the best ground attack in football. Walter Ingold is the reason for that, the sophomore running back who has been an absolute beast for this Cardinal offense. He has been the lifeblood for them. 918 yards, 2 fumbles, 11 touchdowns, which matches his high last year. They live and die off of the ground game. Very similar to the Scavengers with Nico Blanco. We'll see how things go for them, as their top pass rusher, James Cobb, looks to cause chaos for the Scavengers. The former 3-star prospect out of San Marcos, California, has had 2 back-to-back good years. 18 sacks last year, now 13 sacks this year. We'll see if things continue to go well for him in a playoff scenario. And finally, their top corner, Juan Burfict. No relation to Vontez Burfict as far as I know. Out of McDonough, Georgia. He is the top corner on this team, and we've seen John Bush have problems with very good cornerbacks. And, well, Burfict is just that. He had 2 picks last year, 1 this year. But he can lock down top receivers at will as we take you to State Farm Stadium in Phoenix, Arizona, as the Scavengers get set to go head-to-head against the Stanford Cardinal, a meeting we have not seen between these two since year 2 for the Death Valley Tech Scavengers. Who walks out in the meeting of California schools as your Verbo Fiesta Bowl champions and moves on to the semifinals? And we are off in this one, as it will be Don Dotson to return. The Scavengers getting the football to begin here, as that is going to be a solid return, but gets him up to the 21-yard line. As now the Scavengers offense looks to start things on the right foot here. Out of the gun to begin. Shotgun set, Nico Blanco to the right of Bush. As the handoff goes Blanco's way, he finds a bit of room, but only enough for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Bush takes the snap. With time, checks this one down to Tony V, but he only finds really back to the line of scrimmage. I don't even think he got a yard out of that one as Ty Tabor checks in. No Nico Blanco right now, as he's on the sideline with his helmet off getting checked out. We'll see if he returns to this ball game or not, as that's a big first down for Ty Tabor as they flip this one to Slade. He'll pick up 2. So short yardage to begin these downs so far, as B.J. Crow checks in for the first time, finds room, a flag flies, as that's going to be a first down run. But this one going to be coming back. Nick Bridgens called for that one. And now the Scavengers looking at 2nd and 17. Bush takes the snap. Takes the shot. It's caught by Slade for a second, but couldn't hang on. They'll call it incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 17 as Quincy Fehoko checks in. That's been a rarity this year as the deep bomb is caught. Andre Zubnar gets behind the defense and makes the catch. So the big play picks up the new set of downs for the Scavengers as Tony V right up the middle, the freshman picking up the first. BJ Crow checks in now as the freshmen are the key contributors at running back right now. And right up the middle they go with BJ Crow as he'll pick up 8. 2nd and 2. Bush under center. Play action by John Bush as he throws to the end zone and it's caught! Roosevelt Lamar, touchdown Scavengers. He got in front of the defender, boxed him out a bit, and luckily he hung on to that one. So DVT with the early lead on Stanford. So the Cardinal offense coming out, their top players on this team, Spencer Connors and Walter Ingold, the quarterback and running back respectively. What are they going to do here as they go play action and immediately Benji Duke in the backfield? Well, that was not how we expected this game to begin as Benji Duke gets to Spencer Connors right off the bat. Couldn't have asked for a better start from this defensive front. 2nd and 16 now. Connors in the gun. And in motion. It's a handoff to Ingold, and he's caught quick. That was Juan Donnerson getting a hold of him. And now on 3rd and long, Scavengers showing blitz. They drop back. Shell brings the pressure and gets there. Earl Shell gets the sack. That's going to bring an end to this drive for the Cardinal. But the Heisman Trophy winner, the real record breaker at 24.5 sacks on the season, adds another one as this offense now gets back to work after the punt. And with great starting field position as off play action, Bush cannot get rid of it in time. So that good field position goes back a while as it's now 2nd and 22. Jet pass here to Zubnar, and he can't find room. Gets back to the line, luckily. 3rd and 22 now. They need a big play here. Screen setup. Quincy Fehoko takes it, and he's going to have 16. And they're going to keep the offense out there in that weird middle ground of you could punt, but do you want to punt? As they go back to the screen game, this time for Tony V, and he's got the first down. 1st and 10. Tabor checks in. Still no Nico Blanco. He's still on the sidelines getting checked out. We'll have more information when we get it, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of action. Scavengers on top 7-0, and not a positive yard to speak of for the Cardinal. 2nd and 4 here to begin the second quarter of action. Scavengers football, folks, as BJ Crow in the backfield, and he is going to get taken down with ease. 3rd and 6. They flip this one to Slade. He's got the outside. He's got the 1st and more, and that'll get them inside the red zone well here. 1st and 10 from the 11. Handoff goes to Tabor. He takes it out wide. He's trying to get to the end zone and falls just 3 yards shy. 2nd and 2. From the 3. Handoff BJ Crow, but quickly taken down by Javier Perez. That's going to be 3rd down and 3. Tabor in the ball game as underneath it is caught. Touchdown, Tevin Nicholas. He breaks the plane by reaching out, and the Scavengers score again. The freshman receivers are coming through. The redshirt freshman in Andre Zubnar and the true freshman in Tevin Nicholas come through with big plays as the Scavengers now once again on top by 2 possessions as a big deep ball here off the play action, and Anthony is trailing. That's gonna make it a 7-point ball game. All it took was one play for the Cardinal to answer. Stanford now on the board from Nick D'Ampiro, and the Scavengers now have to answer a Cardinal touchdown as they find a little bit of momentum. Well, now the Cardinal get a little bit of a positive going their way, having points on the board as Tony V back to work here for the Scavengers, and he finds room. That'll be a first down run. Tony V still in the backfield here is Bush under center in the eye. Hand off to Tony. A flag flies quickly as he has a first down run again, but this one going to be coming back real quick. That one on Choi, the right guard. 1st and 17. Bush through the air. It's a tight end screen here for Roosevelt Lamar. That's not going to go far as that brings up 2nd and 15. Quick throw here to Roosevelt Lamar. That one picks up 5. And it's still 3rd and long at 3rd and 10, but can they pick up the first here? It's a screen setup that does not work, and that gives Stanford a chance here to tie up this ball game. Connors checks it underneath. That's going to be a 6-yard pickup. 2nd and 4. Walter Ingold to the left there. It's a play-action pass here as wide open. That one is caught, and a new set of downs. Manu Coffey was trailing by a mile there as Walter Ingold on the ground. He's bottled up. Keep in mind, it is the best rushing attack in the nation. It's the best rush defense in the nation. As this is another check down here, gain of about 7. That'll bring up 3rd down and manageable. It's a handoff to Ingold. He is stopped just shy. So with 2:28 left, the Scavengers get another chance to put points on the board before half as Crow takes us to the 2-minute warning, and look who's back in the backfield. Nico Blanco takes it the long way around, spins past a man, and he's got a first down. He has been out for nearly the whole first half. Took the first snap and is now back here early in the second quarter as that is a catch. Late in the second quarter as that is a catch for Zubnar. They're going to take another look at this one though. And they said he was actually out of bounds making that catch. So it will be 2nd and 10 instead. Well, it's back to Nico Blanco on the ground for a gain of 9. 3rd down and 1, under a minute to go. All 3 timeouts here for DVT as the direct snap to Nico. Picks up the first and gets them close to field goal range, if not in. 1st and 10. Blanco's still out there. Bush takes the shot for Zubnar, and it's too far. 2nd and 10 now. They flip this one to Slade. He's got a lot of blockers on the edge there, as that's going to be a first down. 2 timeouts left for DVT here. Shotgun set for Bush. They are well into Feeney field goal range. As downfield, that one easily intercepted, as that's just a bad throw into double coverage. Had Roosevelt Lamar, it looked like, open over the middle, but the first interception of the season when it comes to the playoffs for John Bush. I was about to say not his first pick of the year by any means, but Logan Minor gets the interception. And it is a big one for the Cardinal as we head to halftime. 14-7, Scavengers on top. The Cardinal with some life after a big touchdown play and now an interception right before half. We'll see if the Scavengers, though, can keep things going. And an even bigger positive, Nico Blanco healthy and on the football field, hopefully for the entirety of the second half of action. Cardinal Scavengers coming up next. The second half of action begins here on Death Valley Television. I am Jonathan West, and it is Spencer Connors and Walter Ingold beginning, as there goes Ingold, and he's got the big play the Cardinal needed. The ball came loose, though. That's picked up by the Scavengers. If this stands, that is a Ben McMillan fumble recovery. We were about to be worried of a big play from Ingold off the bat. He loses the football late on that play, and I'm sure they'll take another look at this one over and over again, as we'll see it again here. Ingold lost it late, and it does stand. So 1st and 10 for the Stanford Cardinal. It is the biggest missed opportunity for them. 2nd and 9 here for the Scavengers after PJ Crow gained 1. He's had a rough day running, but Nico Blanco back, and he can't find much. A gain of 2 there at a little bit of a push there at the end of the half, gaining a good chunk of yards as the screen set up here. Well defended by the Cardinals, so the fumble has no effect on this ball game right now. Play action by Connors. He connects. It's a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Man in motion. It's a handoff to Ingold. He's got room. And that's going to be an 8-yard pickup. Out at the 45, their own 45, as they go play action again. Pressure coming over the middle, nearly intercepted. Anthony had his hands on it. 3rd down and 2. Handoff to Ingold, and he fights through a mass of black jerseys, and it's a new set of downs. So 1st and 10 as the Cardinal offense showing exactly how good their rushing attack is, as Shell misses a would-be sack, and it's a big 1st down run for Connors. 1st and 10, 3.5 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Connors cannot connect there, incomplete. That's Holbrook on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Connors cannot connect this time. It simply just dropped. And on a big 3rd and 10, can the Scavengers force a field goal? It is caught. The Cardinal move the chains. 1st and goal, empty set here for Stanford. It's a quarterback keeper for Connors. He's wrapped up by Raheem Clay. 2nd and goal. Hand off to Ingold. Ingold fights through a bit. He's got the touchdown, and we have a tie ball game after the way this half started. I don't think anybody expected that this quickly, but Ingold finds his way into the end zone, and that rushing attack for Stanford does what it's been doing all year. So the Scavengers now looking at a tie ball game, and they have to try and fight back here as this one flipped to Slade as Alex Slade finds maybe half a yard if he's lucky. 2nd and 9. Hand off here to Nico Blanco right up the middle. He's going to have a good run. 1st and 10. 3:40 left to go in the 3rd. Play action by Bush. He's going to throw quickly to Roosevelt Lamar. That's going to be enough for a gain of 8. 2nd and 2. Blanco still in the backfield. He does not want to miss any more time, it looks like, but wide open downfield. Andre Zubnar. He was so open he had to stop and come back for the football. But a huge play by Bush to Zubnar. I don't know how he got that open, but he's a good 10 yards in front of the defender. 1st and goal now after the big Zubnar play. It's a handoff to B.J. Crow, and he is stood up. This is normally Crow territory, but he has not found any room as he goes backwards again. It's 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line now. Bush underneath for Slade. He's in. Touchdown, Scavengers. Alex Slade finds pay dirt, and the DVT offense continues to flow here today. So they answer the Cardinal with a touchdown of their own as the 3rd quarter starting to come to a close. Now the defense needs to shut that ground game down. 41 seconds left in the 3rd is an empty set here for Spencer Connors. He'll take the snap. Check down right over the middle as Raheem Clay is right there to make the tackle. 2nd and 4. It's the final play of the 3rd quarter of action. It's a keeper for Connors, and Juan Donnerson quickly got him as we head to the 4th and final quarter of action here in the college football playoff semis. Throw up those fours, and I'm sorry, it's the quarterfinals. Throw up those fours, folks. 1 quarter left. The 4th quarter of action begins, and it's a play-action pass, and a good one, as that's going to be a big 1st down for Nick D'Ampiro. 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Ingold. He's got room. That's going to be a 1st down. They'll say actually just inches shy. 2nd and short. It's a keeper for Connors. He'll have the 1st as he's taken down by Ferrier. 1st and 10. Play action here. Over the middle. It's in a mass, and Anthony couldn't get the pick as it was in the air. So 2nd and 10. The Cardinals stay alive as this one knocked away. Not sure if it was off the hands of the receiver or knocked away exactly, but either way, incomplete. As play action again by Connors. Downfield to the end zone. It's picked off. Keelan Holbrook. A massive interception as it looked like Stanford was trying a bit too much. They went back to the well one too many times on that play action. And this time Keelan Holbrook made sure that Spencer Connors paid for going a little too much to that same play action call. It is the 1st interception for the Scavengers in the college football playoffs. We'll see if they can add more to that as time goes on, if they finish this game with a W, as Nico Blanco taking off. And he's now up to 95 yards. Keep in mind, folks, he did not play really any of the 1st quarter and most of the 2nd quarter. Out nearly a full half. today, and he has been a monster still, as a good run by Tony V, who's played quite well in his stead. 2nd and 5. They toss this one to Blanco, and he fights just to try and get back, but still loses about a yard. 3rd and 6. Slade in motion. They flip it his way. They have not had much of an answer as a flag flies. I think that's the answer to this situation. It should be a touchdown, but instead, it's coming back. Choi again called for the hold as it is 3rd and 14. Bush takes the snap. He'll take the shot downfield, and that's out of bounds intended for Zubnar again, who had a bit of a step. So Walter Ingold on the ground as it's still a one-possession ball game here. Connors, 2nd and 3. He'll take the snap, play action here, and he'll take off with it. I think they'll let him run as much as they want right now. That's killing some clock here. Hand off again to Ingold. He'll take this one, and he'll find 6. Averaging 8.8 yards a carry today. Play action again. Connors going to take off again, and he's going to have enough for the first. About 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. Connors to throw. Underneath, and that one's off the hands of his intended target. Maybe a bit too out in front for him as it's 2nd and 10. Connors takes the shot. This one, just like Zubnar, the throw to Zubnar in the last possession, too far. 3rd down and 10. This one is intercepted. It's Brian Cook. His first career interception comes in the college football playoffs. And it also is at a massive moment. The redshirt freshman with a huge interception and a big return to set them up in the red zone already. The Scavengers now have to be thinking about one thing and one thing only, and that's putting this game away. A massive pick by Brian Cook. As 1st and 10. Bush in the eye, hands off Blanco. Blanco around the edge, but he gets caught. Loss of 1 there. 2nd and 11. He'll go play action. It's a tight end screen. Lamar's got room. And Roosevelt Lamar loses the ball. It's picked up. Fenoy Choi. 1st and goal now. Hand off B.J. Crow up the middle. He loses the football. It's a mess. They say touchdown. It's Choi again who fell on it. The right guard, who's been called for 2 holds today, falls on the ball twice on back-to-back fumbles, leading to a touchdown. What on earth did we just see? Either way, that might be the dagger, as this check down does pick up the first, but staying in bounds here. The 2-minute warning here, 3 timeouts for Stanford, but they need 2 scores. Earl Shell says, I don't think so. His 2nd sack of the day. The Heisman Trophy winner's not going to let it come easy. Connors underneath again, and that's well shy of the first. 3rd down and 5 now. Connors finds his man, and that's going to be a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Connors in the gun here. Ingold to his right. 1.5 minutes left to go. That one's knocked away by Raheem Clay. 2nd and 10. Underneath, it is caught. And this one actually is going to be coming back. The Cardinal getting called for the hold. And that is huge. 2nd and 20. Connors can't really take off at this point as it's intercepted. Threw it across the field, and Manu Coffey makes him pay. That's going to put an end to this one. He has been burnt a ton this season. There were questions of if he should even be out there with the top 3 defensive backs. Well, they moved him to the slot. Now he's come away with not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions since then. 1st and 10. This game essentially put to rest as Blanco taking off. He wants to add more to the 10, 5, touchdown Scavengers. Nico Blanco said, I didn't get to play much today. I want more. A hell of a game from Nico Blanco for essentially 1 half of football. They have just put the pedal to the metal late to put the end to the Stanford Cardinal in the college football playoffs. Unbelievable. The Cardinal not done. They're not giving up. Give them credit for that, I guess, as it is a 3-possession ball game. Connors not going to run with it. He just throws that one away. Ladarius Petty shaking up a bit here. Hopefully that's not a long-term injury. They're going to need everyone for the next round. 2nd and 10. Deep shot. It is caught behind Eli Millhauser as Holbrook makes the tackle. 1st and 10. 1 timeout left for Stanford. Connors just throws that one away. Keep in mind, folks, the Scavengers now will reach the furthest they have ever gone in the college football playoffs after today, as that one's knocked away. Cook got a hand on that one. 3rd down and 10. Pressure sent. Connors gets caught by Ferrier and Shell. It'll bring up 4th and 6. The last play of the game, either way you look at it, for the most part. Connors. Pressured, he goes down. Ahmad Kiki puts this one to bed. It's 35-14. The Scavengers take down the Stanford Cardinal here in the quarterfinal round of the college football playoffs. And a great day by John Bush. 3 touchdowns, 204 yards, 77% completion. But what a game for Nico Blanco, not playing the entirety, essentially, of the first half, and then having a monster outing in the second half of action. Unbelievable play by this offensive group. And now they are Fiesta Bowl champions and moving on to the semifinal round of the college football playoffs. Already talked about how well John Bush played. 204 yards, 3 touchdowns. He wasn't asked to do a lot. The 1 interception being the big miscue on the day. But the team looked quite good. Now there were the fumbles late, which were picked up by Choi, the right guard, who had 2 holding calls. That ended up ending in a touchdown. And Nico Blanco's day was even better. 10 carries only on the day for a $143. I think that says all you need to know about how well he played when he came back into the game. Lamar and Slade lead the way with 5 catches apiece and both getting a touchdown today. Zubnar 4 for 85 as well to go along with that. The offensive line stood up pretty well against a nice Stanford defensive front. Clay and Donnerson lead the way in tackles, and of course, your Heisman Trophy winner, Earl Shell, who was announced as captain for this playoff run. 2 sacks on the day, with a sack from Ahmad Kiki and Benji Duke to start the game entirely. And finally locked up by 3 interceptions by Cook, Holbrook, and of course Manu Coffey. But it will be a rematch in the All-State Sugar Bowl as your Death Valley Technical Scavengers meet the Florida Gators for a second time this year. Their first game happened in a mess of a rainy game. This time they'll be in certified clean conditions inside of a dome. So it truly will be to see who is the better team, as the Scavengers will face the Florida Gators one more time this season in the quarterfinals, or the semifinals of the college football playoffs.